Good morning, James. Thank you for making time to meet with me today. I know your schedule has been packed lately.
Of course, Sarah. Your email mentioned you wanted to discuss your role. What's on your mind?
Well, I've been with the company for 3 years now, and I believe it's time to have a conversation about my compensation. I've taken on significantly more responsibilities since my last review.
I see. Tell me more about what you've been working on. I want to understand your perspective.
Since January, I've been managing the entire social media team, which wasn't part of my original job description. We've grown our engagement by 47%.
That's impressive. I've noticed the improvements in our online presence. What else has changed in your role?
I've also been leading the quarterly campaign planning meetings and training new team members. Last month, I onboarded 3 new hires completely on my own.
You're right, that is quite a bit more than what we initially discussed. Have you researched what the market rate is for someone with your experience?
Yes, I have. Based on industry standards and my skill set, professionals in similar positions are earning between $70,000 and $85,000 annually. I'm currently at $62,000.
That's a significant gap. I appreciate you coming prepared with data. What kind of increase are you looking for?
I was hoping we could discuss bringing my salary to $75,000. That would reflect my expanded responsibilities and align with market standards.
Let me be honest with you, Sarah. I think you absolutely deserve a raise. The challenge is that our department budget was set months ago, and we're already stretched thin.
I understand budget constraints are real. Is there a timeline when this could be revisited? Or perhaps we could explore other forms of compensation?
What did you have in mind regarding alternative compensation?
Perhaps additional vacation days, professional development funding, or a performance bonus structure. I'm open to creative solutions.
Those are reasonable alternatives. Here's what I can do. I'll advocate for a 10% increase immediately, which would bring you to about 68,000. Then we can revisit a larger adjustment in 6 months.
I appreciate that compromise. Could we also include the professional development budget? There's a digital marketing certification I've been wanting to pursue.
I think we can make that work. Let me put together a formal proposal and run it by HR. Can we meet again next week to finalize the details?
Absolutely. Thank you for being so receptive to this conversation, James. It means a lot that you recognize my contributions.
You've earned it, Sarah. Your work hasn't gone unnoticed. I'll send you a calendar invite for next Tuesday.
Perfect. I'll prepare any additional documentation you might need for HR. Thanks again.
Thank you for being professional about this. It's refreshing to have such a straightforward conversation.
Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for squeezing me into your calendar. I know you've got the product launch coming up.
No problem, Michael. You said this was important. What's going on?
Right, so I wanted to talk about my salary. I've been here for 18 months now, and I feel like my contributions have really grown since I started.
Okay, let's talk about it. What specific contributions are you referring to?
Well, I've been the lead developer on the customer portal redesign. That project came in 2 weeks ahead of schedule and under budget.
True, that was excellent work. The client feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. What else?
I've also been mentoring the 2 junior developers we hired last quarter. These both told me how much they've learned from our pairing sessions.
I've heard good things about that. They seem to be ramping up faster than previous new hires. Continue.
I've taken on the on-call rotation voluntarily, even though it wasn't required for my level. That's added about 10 extra hours per month.
I appreciate your initiative there. The on-call coverage has definitely improved since you stepped up. So what are you asking for exactly?
I was hoping for a 15% increase. That would bring me to about 92,000 from my current 80,000.
That's a substantial jump. Have you looked at what our salary bands are for your position level?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what the bands are. I based my request on what I've seen on websites like Glassdoor and from talking to friends in similar roles.
Here's the thing, Michael. Your performance has been strong, genuinely strong, but 15% is typically reserved for promotions, not standard raises.
Oh, I didn't realize there was that distinction. What would be more realistic then?
For a performance-based raise, we usually see between 3 and 7%. However, I think there might be another path here.
What do you mean by another path?
Have you thought about pursuing a promotion to senior developer? Your work quality is already there, and you're demonstrating leadership with the mentoring.
I hadn't considered that possibility. What would that process look like?
We'd need to document your contributions, get peer feedback, and I'd need to make a case to the director. A promotion would come with a larger salary increase, typically 10 to 15%.
That sounds amazing, but also like it might take a while. Is there anything that could happen sooner?
I can approve a 5% merit increase right now based on your performance. Then we work toward the promotion over the next quarter. How does that sound?
So I'd get the 5% now and potentially the promotion in 3 months.
Exactly. But the promotion isn't guaranteed. You'd need to keep performing at this level and complete a senior level project successfully.
What kind of project would qualify as senior level?
I'm thinking the API integration project that's coming up. It's complex, high visibility, and would showcase your technical leadership abilities.
I'm definitely interested in that challenge. This actually sounds better than what I originally asked for.
Good. I'll process the 5% increase this week, and let's schedule bi-weekly check-ins to track your progress toward the promotion.
Thank you, Rebecca. I really appreciate you taking the time to lay out a clear path forward.
You've earned this conversation, Michael. Keep up the great work, and let's make this promotion happen.
David, do you have a few minutes? I'd like to discuss my compensation package.
Sure, Jennifer. I actually expected we'd be having this conversation soon. Your numbers have been exceptional lately.
Thank you for noticing. That's actually why I wanted to meet. I've consistently exceeded my quota for 8 consecutive quarters now.
You're currently at 132% of target year to date, if I'm remembering correctly. That's top 3 in the entire sales organization.
Top 2, actually. And I've brought in 3 major accounts that weren't even on our radar. The Henderson deal alone was worth $200,000 in annual recurring revenue.
That Henderson deal was a game changer for our division. How did you even get that meeting?
Networking event downtown. I spent my own evening making connections, and it paid off. But I'm not being compensated fairly for this level of performance.
Walk me through what you think fair compensation looks like.
My base salary is $55,000 with a commission structure that caps at $15,000 annually. I'm hitting that cap by August every year.
So you're maxing out your earning potential 2/3 of the way through the year. I can see how that's frustrating.
Exactly. There's no incentive for me to keep pushing after that point, but I do anyway because I care about the team and company success.
What kind of structure would motivate you to maintain that momentum?
I'd like to see my base increase to $65,000 and remove the commission cap entirely, or restructure it to a tiered system that rewards high performance.
Removing the cap completely might be challenging from a budgeting perspective. Tell me more about the tiered system you're envisioning.
For example, standard commission rate up to quota, then 1.5 times the rate from 100 to 150% of quota, and double rate for anything beyond 150%.
That's actually really smart. It would incentivize top performers without creating unlimited liability. Have you thought about the base salary piece?
The base increase reflects the additional responsibilities I've taken on. I'm training new sales reps, attending executive client meetings, and essentially functioning as a senior account executive.
You're not wrong about the responsibilities. You've become my go-to person for complex deals and client escalations.
Then my compensation should reflect that reality. I'm doing senior level work at an associate level salary.
Here's what I'm thinking. I can get you to 60,000 base immediately. The tiered commission structure will require approval from finance and the VP, but I'll champion it.
What's the timeline on the commission restructure approval?
Realistically, it would take effect at the start of next quarter. That's about 6 weeks from now.
And if it doesn't get approved, what's plan B?
If the tiered structure doesn't fly, I'll push for a higher commission rate across the board, or advocate for your promotion to senior account executive, which comes with better compensation.
I appreciate the multiple pathways forward. The promotion route actually sounds intriguing. What would that entail?
Larger accounts, more strategic selling, and a base salary in the 70 to 75,000 range, plus uncapped commission at a higher rate.
That aligns perfectly with where I see my career going. Can we pursue both options simultaneously?
Absolutely. I'll draft the promotion proposal this week and schedule a meeting with finance about the commission structure. Either way, you're getting a meaningful increase.
Thank you for taking this seriously, David. I was prepared for more pushback, honestly.
Jennifer, you've earned every bit of this. Retaining top talent is way cheaper than replacing them. Plus, your success makes my job easier.
I'm glad we're aligned on that. Should I prepare anything additional for the promotion proposal?
Put together a one-pager highlighting your key wins, client testimonials if you have them, and any metrics that showcase your impact. Send it to me by Friday.
Consider it done. I'll have it to you by Thursday, actually.
Perfect. And Jennifer, keep doing what you're doing. Your work ethic is setting the standard for the whole team.
Patricia, I really appreciate you making time for this. I know you're dealing with the warehouse expansion project.
Tom, you've been here longer than most people. Of course I'll make time. What's on your mind?
This is actually pretty difficult for me to bring up. I'm not usually the type to ask for things.
I understand. These conversations can feel uncomfortable. Just be straightforward with me. What do you need?
I've been in the same position for 4 years now, and my salary hasn't changed since my second year. I'm starting to feel like my loyalty isn't being valued.
That's a fair concern. You're one of our most reliable team members. Help me understand what's changed for you recently.
Honestly, I've been doing the same work, but the cost of living has gone up significantly. My rent increased by $200 last month alone.
The cost of living situation is hitting everyone hard. I've heard similar concerns from other team members. But talk to me about your work specifically.
Well, I've maintained perfect attendance for 3 years. I've never missed a deadline. I trained 4 new coordinators who eventually got promoted past me.
Wait, hold on. You trained people who then got promoted while you stayed in the same role?
Yeah, it's happened twice now. I guess I didn't really think about it that way until recently.
Tom, why didn't you apply for those senior coordinator positions when they opened up?
I didn't think I was qualified. They always seem to want someone with a degree, and I never finished college.
The degree preference is just that, a preference, not a requirement. Your experience and proven track record count for a lot. But let's focus on the salary question first.
Right, sorry. I was hoping for at least a 10% increase. That would help me keep up with the rising costs.
10% would bring you to about $46,000 from your current $42,000. Let me check what our budget flexibility looks like.
I understand if it's not possible. I don't want to create problems.
Tom, stop apologizing for advocating for yourself. You deserve to be paid fairly. Give me a week to work on this with HR and finance.
Really? I thought you might say it wasn't in the budget.
Here's the reality. We can't afford to lose experienced people like you. Training replacements is expensive and disruptive. It's in everyone's interest to keep you happy.
I hadn't thought about it from that angle. That actually makes me feel better about asking.
Good. Now, about those senior positions. The next time one opens up, I want you to apply. I'll even help you with your application.
You'd do that? Even if it means I might leave your team?
Your career growth matters more than my convenience. Plus, you're ready for more responsibility.
I've seen how you handle crisis situations.
Like when the shipping system crashed last month? That was pretty stressful.
You kept everything running manually while IT fixed the problem. That level of problem solving is exactly what we need in senior roles.
I appreciate the confidence boost. It's been a while since anyone acknowledged that stuff.
That's partially my fault. I should be giving you more regular feedback. Let's schedule monthly one-on-ones going forward, not just for problems.
That would be really helpful, actually. Sometimes I feel like I'm just floating along without direction.
Consider it done. And Tom, I'm going to push hard for that 10% increase. You might even see it retroactive to the beginning of this quarter.
Retroactive? That would be incredible. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Let me see what I can do. In the meantime, start thinking about what kind of role you'd want next in your career path.
I will. Thank you so much, Patricia. This conversation went way better than I expected.
Thank you for finally speaking up. Don't wait another 4 years to have these conversations, okay?
Marcus, I wanted to catch you before the client presentation. Do you have 10 minutes to talk about my career progression?
Sure, Lisa. Let's step into my office. Career progression usually means compensation talk, right?
You're perceptive. Yes, I'd like to discuss my salary. I've been here 18 months, and I believe I've proven my value to the creative team.
Your portfolio has definitely grown since you started. The rebrand project for TechStart was phenomenal. What are you thinking?
I'm currently at $52,000, which was fine as a starting salary, but I'm now leading projects and clients specifically request me for their campaigns.
The client requests are a good sign. That doesn't happen unless someone is delivering exceptional work. Which clients have asked for you specifically?
TechStart, obviously, but also Greenfield Properties and that new restaurant chain, Harvest Kitchen. They all came back asking if I could handle their next projects.
Repeat business is the holy grail in our industry. Those 3 clients alone represent about 30% of our annual revenue.
Exactly. And I've been mentoring the 2 junior designers. They've both improved significantly since I started working with them.
I've noticed their work quality has jumped considerably. How much time are you spending on mentoring?
Probably 6 to 8 hours per week. It's not officially part of my job description, but I enjoy it and it helps the team.
That's essentially a day of work per week that you're not billing to clients. We should probably formalize that somehow.
I'd appreciate that, but my main concern is bringing my salary in line with my contributions. I'm looking at $65,000 as a target.
That's a 25% increase. That's pretty aggressive. Walk me through how you arrived at that number.
I researched industry standards for designers with my experience level and client portfolio. The range is typically $60,000 to $75,000 in this market.
Did your research account for company size? We're a boutique agency, not one of the big corporate firms.
True, but boutique agencies also rely heavily on individual talent and client relationships. My work is directly contributing to client retention.
You make a compelling argument. Here's my challenge. Our billing rates would need to increase to support a 25% raise for you.
What if we did increase the billing rates? Clients are already getting premium work. They might expect to pay premium prices.
That's bold. You're suggesting we raise our rates across the board?
Not necessarily across the board, but for senior designer work. Position it as an investment in quality and experience.
You've clearly thought this through. I like the business mindset. Most designers just focus on the creative side.
I've been reading about agency management and pricing strategy. If I'm going to grow in this industry, I need to understand the business side too.
That kind of initiative is exactly what we need. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I can't do 25% immediately, but I can do 15% now.
That would bring me to about $60,000. What about the remaining gap?
If you take on the official role of lead designer, which includes the mentoring and some project management, we can get you to 65 in 6 months.
Lead designer would be a title change too, not just compensation?
Exactly. It's a promotion.
You'd have more authority over project direction and be involved in client pitches from the start.
That sounds perfect, actually. Would I still be hands-on with design work?
Absolutely. We need your creative skills. This is about adding leadership, not removing you from the work you love.
When would this transition happen?
The 15% raise starts next pay period. We'll do a trial run of the lead designer responsibilities for 90 days, then make it official with the title and full compensation bump.
What happens if the trial doesn't work out?
You keep the 15% raise regardless. The trial is to make sure you're comfortable with the leadership aspects, not a test to take money away.
That's incredibly fair. I really appreciate you being so open to this conversation.
Lisa, you're talented and you're thinking about your career strategically. That combination is rare. We'd be stupid to not invest in keeping you here.
Should I put together any documentation for HR about the new role?
I'll handle the HR paperwork. You focus on finishing the Harvest Kitchen campaign. We'll announce your new role to the team next month.
Perfect. Thank you, Marcus. This is exactly the kind of growth opportunity I was hoping for.
Thank you for pushing for what you deserve. It sets a good example for the rest of the team.
Angela, thanks for fitting me in. I know your calendar is usually booked weeks in advance.
Robert, you've been here 5 years. You're a priority. What's going on? Your emails sounded urgent.
I need to talk about my compensation, but it's part of a bigger issue I'm dealing with right now.
I'm listening. Take your time and tell me what's happening.
I'm exhausted. I'm managing a team of 12, handling escalations, covering shifts when people call out, and I haven't had a meaningful raise in 3 years.
3 years? That doesn't sound right. Haven't you received annual increases?
The standard 2% cost of living adjustments, sure, but nothing that reflects my actual performance or increased responsibilities.
Help me understand what's changed in your role over the past 3 years.
When I started as manager, I had 6 direct reports. That's doubled. We've also implemented 2 new software systems that I trained everyone on.
The CRM transition and the ticket management system, correct?
Yes, both of those. Plus, our call volume has increased by 60%, but we haven't added proportional staff.
I'm aware of the volume increase. That's been a concern at the executive level. How are you managing the workload?
Honestly, I'm not managing it well anymore. I'm working 10 to 12-hour days regularly. I missed my kids' soccer finals last month because of a system outage.
Robert, that's not sustainable. I don't want any manager sacrificing their personal life like that.
I appreciate that, but the work still needs to get done, and I'm doing it at the same salary I made when the job was half as demanding.
What would make this situation better for you? And I want to hear about both compensation and workload.
On compensation, I need at least a 15% increase. I'm at $63,000 now, and managers with similar responsibilities at other companies are making $75,000 to $80,000.
That's a significant gap. What about the workload side of things?
I need either more staff or less responsibility, preferably an assistant manager to handle the scheduling and routine escalations.
An assistant manager position would need to be budgeted and approved. That's not a quick fix, but it's worth exploring. What could help in the short term?
Honestly, just acknowledgement that the current situation isn't working and a commitment to change would help. I'm at the point where I'm considering leaving.
Have you been job searching?
I've looked at postings, but I haven't applied anywhere yet. I don't want to leave, Angela. I've built this team and I care about them, but I can't keep going like this.
I understand, and I'm glad you came to me before making any decisions. Here's what I can commit to right now.
I'm listening.
First, the 15% increase. You're right that you're underpaid for what you're doing. I'll have that processed by end of week.
Just like that? I was expecting more resistance.
Data doesn't lie, Robert. Your customer satisfaction scores are exceptional despite the challenges. You're resolving complex issues that save us from losing accounts.
Thank you. That means more than you know. What about the staffing issue?
I can't create an assistant manager position overnight, but I can allocate budget for 2 additional customer service representatives immediately.
2 more reps would definitely help with the volume. What about the administrative tasks I'm drowning in?
What if we shifted some of your administrative duties to the operations coordinator? They have capacity, and it would free you up to focus on team leadership.
That could work. Things like scheduling, timesheet approvals, that sort of thing.
Exactly. You'd still oversee it, but you wouldn't be doing the manual data entry yourself.
These changes would make a real difference. I'd actually have time to coach my team properly instead of just putting out fires.
That's the goal. Your team needs you functioning as a leader, not drowning in operational tasks.
When could these changes start happening?
The salary increase is effective immediately. I'll have HR post the 2 new rep positions this week. The coordination with operations can start Monday if you're available to meet with them.
I can make time for that. This is such a relief, Angela. I came in here feeling hopeless.
I'm sorry you've been feeling that way. I should have checked in with you more proactively before it got to this point.
I probably should have spoken up sooner, too. I kept thinking I could just power through it.
That's a common trap for high performers. They keep absorbing more until they break. I don't want that happening to you or anyone else on my team.
Moving forward, how should I communicate if I'm getting overwhelmed again?
Come directly to me, just like you did today. Or if I'm unavailable, my assistant knows to flag urgent concerns. Your well-being is a priority.
Thank you. I feel like I can actually breathe again.
Good. Now go take a long lunch break. You've earned it, and I need you refreshed, not burned out.
Kevin, do you have a moment? I'd like to discuss something important with you.
Of course, Maria. Come in, have a seat. What's on your mind today?
I've been preparing for this conversation for a while, and I'm a bit nervous, but I wanted to talk about my compensation.
Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that today, but I'm glad you're bringing it up. What specifically did you want to discuss?
I've been in the administrative assistant role for 2 years now, and my salary hasn't been reviewed since I started. I'm wondering if we can talk about an increase.
Your 2-year anniversary just passed, didn't it? I apologize. I should have initiated this conversation myself. Tell me what you've been working on.
I manage calendars for 5 executives now, up from 3 when I started. I also took over the office supply ordering, vendor management, and event planning.
That's right. You organized the entire company retreat last quarter. That was a massive undertaking. How many people attended?
87 people. I coordinated the venue, catering, transportation, team building activities, and stayed within the $20,000 budget.
And you saved us money, too, if I remember correctly. What was the final cost?
$18,500. I negotiated better rates with the venue and found a local caterer who gave us excellent quality at a lower price point.
That's impressive cost management. What else has changed in your day-to-day responsibilities?
I've become the go-to person for troubleshooting office technology issues. I probably save IT about 10 hours a week by handling basic problems myself.
I've noticed that. You've taught yourself quite a bit about our systems. Have you had any formal training?
No formal training. I use YouTube tutorials and online resources on my lunch breaks. I figured it was more efficient than waiting for IT for simple issues.
That initiative is exactly what we value. So what kind of increase are you looking for?
I'm currently at $41,000. Based on my expanded responsibilities, I was hoping to move to $48,000.
That's about a 17% increase. Help me understand how you landed on that number.
I researched administrative professionals with my skill set and responsibilities. The market range is typically $45,000 to $55,000 in this area.
And you're asking for the lower end of that range. You're not even shooting for the middle. Why is that?
I want to be realistic. I know the company has budget constraints, and I'd rather ask for something achievable than price myself out of consideration.
That's very thoughtful, but maybe too modest. You're managing executive schedules, handling complex logistics, and saving the company money. That's worth more than the bare minimum.
Really? I thought asking for $7,000 more was already pushing it.
Maria, you're one of those people who quietly keeps this office running smoothly. When you're out sick, things fall apart. That's valuable.
I didn't realize my absence was that noticeable. That actually makes me feel appreciated.
Here's what I'm thinking. I can't approve a 17% increase on my own, but I can make the case to HR and the finance director.
What do you think is realistic?
I'd say we can get you to 46 or 47,000, possibly with a performance review in 6 months to reassess.
That would still be a meaningful increase. The 6-month review would give me something to work toward, too.
Exactly. And in the meantime, let's formalize some of these additional responsibilities so they're officially part of your job description.
Why does that matter?
Because if it's in your job description, it strengthens the case for higher compensation in the future. It also protects you if management changes.
I hadn't thought about it that way. That's really smart.
I should have been more proactive about updating your role description as things evolved. That's on me.
I appreciate you acknowledging that. It makes this conversation feel more collaborative.
That's how it should be. You're a valued team member, not just a line item in the budget. Let me draft a proposal for HR this week.
What information do you need from me?
Put together a list of your current responsibilities, any projects you've completed, and specific examples of cost savings or efficiency improvements.
I can have that to you by tomorrow afternoon. I've actually been keeping a running document of my accomplishments.
You have? That's fantastic. That level of preparation makes my job so much easier. Send that over whenever it's ready.
Will do. Kevin, thank you for being so receptive to this. I was worried you'd think I was being greedy.
Not at all. Asking for fair compensation isn't greedy, it's professional and necessary. I'm glad you advocated for yourself.
This went so much better than I expected. I feel like a weight has been lifted.
Good. And Maria, in the future, don't wait 2 years to have these conversations. Check in with me annually at minimum, even if it's just to touch base about your career development.
I will. That's actually really helpful advice. I'll put a reminder on my calendar.
Perfect. Now let's get you that raise you earned. Hi, Catherine. Thanks for meeting with me. I know this is outside our regular one-on-one schedule.
No problem at all, Alex. Sometimes the important conversations can't wait for the scheduled time. What's going on?
I wanted to discuss my compensation. I've been here exactly 1 year now, and I think it's time to have that conversation.
Fair enough. Your 1-year anniversary is definitely an appropriate time. How do you feel your first year has gone?
I think it's gone well. I've completed every project assigned to me, and I've been getting positive feedback from the stakeholders I work with.
You've done more than complete projects. Your customer segmentation analysis changed how our marketing team approaches campaigns. That was significant.
Thank you. I wasn't sure how much impact that work actually had outside our team.
It had major impact. They restructured their entire email strategy based on your findings. That's leading to better conversion rates.
That's good to hear. I also built that automated reporting dashboard that saves everyone about 5 hours per week.
The dashboard has been a game changer. Other departments are asking if you can build similar tools for them. Have they reached out to you directly?
Yes, actually. Product team and HR have both asked. I wasn't sure if I should take those on or focus on analytics department work.
That's exactly the kind of question we should discuss. But first, let's talk compensation. What are you thinking?
I'm at 65,000 currently. I was hoping to get to 75,000.
That's about a 15% jump. Walk me through your reasoning.
I looked at industry benchmarks for data analysts with my skill set: Python, SQL, Tableau, and now machine learning fundamentals. The range is 70 to 90,000.
You've been learning machine learning on your own time?
Yeah, I've been taking online courses at night. I thought it would be valuable for predictive modeling projects.
That initiative is impressive. Most analysts wait for the company to pay for training. You're investing in yourself.
I enjoy learning new things, and I could see where the field was heading. It seemed like a smart investment.
It was, and it might open up some opportunities we should explore. But let's stay focused on the salary question for now.
Right, sorry. I tend to go off on tangents.
Don't apologize. Your curiosity is one of your strengths.
Here's my perspective on the 15% increase.
Okay, I'm listening.
For a standard annual raise after 1 year, we typically see 5 to 7%. 15% is usually tied to either a promotion or exceptional circumstances.
Oh, I didn't realize I was asking for something outside the normal range. Should I lower my expectations?
Not necessarily. Let me ask you this. Where do you see your career going in the next 2 to 3 years?
I'd like to move into more advanced analytics work, predictive modeling, machine learning applications, maybe some AI integration projects.
That aligns perfectly with where our department is heading. We're planning to create a senior data analyst role focused exactly on those areas.
Really? I hadn't heard about that position being created.
It's still in the planning stages, but hearing your goals and seeing your skill development, you'd be a strong candidate when we open it up.
What would the timeline be for something like that?
Probably 6 to 9 months. We need to finalize the budget and get executive approval. But here's what I can do in the meantime.
What's that?
I can give you an 8% raise now, bringing you to about $70,000. Then if you're promoted to senior analyst, that comes with another bump to $80,000 or $85,000.
So I'd get part of what I'm asking for now with potential for more later?
Exactly. And in the interim, I'd work with you on developing the specific skills needed for the senior role.
What skills are we talking about?
More advanced statistical modeling, stakeholder communication, and project leadership. You're strong technically, but you'll need to get comfortable presenting to executives.
Presenting to executives sounds terrifying, honestly. I'm much better with data than with people.
That's a common feeling, but it's a learnable skill. I'll bring you into more high-level meetings to observe, then gradually give you presentation opportunities.
That actually sounds like good career development, even though it's outside my comfort zone.
The best growth happens outside comfort zones. Are you willing to push yourself in that direction?
Yes, definitely. I came here wanting a raise, but this career path you're describing is even more valuable long-term.
I'm glad you see it that way. Money is important, but strategic career development is how you maximize your earning potential over time.
This makes sense now. So what are the next steps?
I'll process the 8% increase this week. Let's schedule monthly check-ins specifically focused on your development goals.
Should I be tracking anything specific?
Keep a log of projects, skills you're learning, and any challenges you're facing. That documentation will be crucial for the promotion application.
I can do that. I'm pretty good at tracking and documenting things.
I know you are. That analytical mindset serves you well. Alex, I'm really glad you initiated this conversation.
Me too. I was nervous about it all week, but this turned out way better than I expected.
Never be nervous about advocating for yourself. Just come prepared with data and clear goals, which you did perfectly today.
Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate the guidance and the clear path forward.
You've earned it. Now let's make sure you're positioned for that senior role when it opens up.
Good morning, Stephen. I appreciate you making time for this meeting. I know you're preparing for the board presentation.
Morning, Rachel. I always have time for my project managers. What's this about? Your email was a bit cryptic.
I wanted to have a conversation about my compensation and career trajectory here. I've been thinking about this for several months now.
Several months? Why did you wait so long to bring it up?
I wanted to make sure I had a strong case before initiating the conversation. I didn't want to come in unprepared or emotional about it.
That's smart. Too many people ask for raises based on feelings rather than facts. So what's your case?
I've managed 17 projects to completion in the past 3 years. 15 of those came in on time and under budget. The 2 that didn't were due to external vendor issues beyond my control.
I remember those vendor situations. You actually handled those problems better than I would have. What else?
My project portfolio has grown in complexity and budget size. I started managing projects with budgets around $50,000. Now I'm handling multi-million-dollar initiatives.
The healthcare system implementation was $2.3 million, if I recall. That's a massive responsibility increase.
Exactly. And I'm doing this at the same project manager level I was hired at 3 years ago. My title and compensation haven't evolved with my responsibilities.
What's your current salary?
$78,000. I'm looking to move to $95,000, which aligns with senior project manager compensation in this market.
You're essentially asking for a promotion, not just a raise.
I suppose I am. I'm already doing senior level work. The title and compensation should reflect that reality.
You make a fair point. What makes you think you're ready for a senior title?
Beyond managing larger projects, I've been mentoring 2 junior project managers. They've both improved significantly under my guidance.
Jennifer and Mike, right? They have been performing better lately. I assumed that was just natural growth.
I meet with them weekly to review their projects, teach them methodologies, and help them navigate political challenges. That's taken probably 6 hours per week of my time.
Why didn't you tell me you were doing this? We should have formalized it.
I saw a need and filled it. I didn't want to make a big deal about it until I could show results.
That's leadership thinking. You identified a gap and solved it without needing to be told. What else have you been doing that I don't know about?
I created a project management resource library with templates, best practices, and lessons learned from all my projects. The whole team uses it now.
I've seen that library. I thought IT created it. That was you?
Yes, I spent about 3 months compiling everything, organizing it logically, and making it searchable. It saved countless hours of reinventing the wheel.
Rachel, I'm slightly annoyed that I didn't know about these contributions sooner, but I'm impressed with the initiative. Why didn't you share this before?
I wanted my work to speak for itself, and honestly, I wasn't sure if this kind of contribution mattered for compensation decisions.
It absolutely matters. It shows you're thinking beyond your immediate responsibilities to benefit the whole team. That's senior level thinking.
So, do you think my request is reasonable?
I think your request might actually be too modest. Senior project managers with your track record can command up to $110,000 in this market.
Really? I didn't want to overshoot and seem unreasonable.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to propose you for senior project manager with a salary of $100,000. That's a meaningful jump, but justified by your results.
That's even more than I asked for. What's the catch?
No catch. But I do have some expectations for senior level performance going forward.
What kind of expectations?
I'll need you to take on more leadership responsibilities. You'd be attending executive steering committee meetings and presenting project status directly to C-level stakeholders.
I can handle that. I've already been doing some executive presentations when you're unavailable.
I know, and you've done well with them. You'd also be responsible for helping develop our project management standards and possibly training external teams.
Training external teams? Like for clients?
We've been getting requests from clients who want to improve their own PM capabilities. It could become a revenue stream if we package it right.
That's an interesting business development angle. I'd be interested in exploring that.
Good. I'll put together the promotion proposal this week. HR will need to review it, but I don't anticipate any issues.
What's the timeline for approval?
These things usually take 2 to 3 weeks. I'll push to have it effective by the start of next month.
Stephen, I really appreciate you being so supportive of this. I was prepared for a much longer negotiation.
When someone presents a compelling case backed by solid evidence, the decision is easy. You've earned this promotion, Rachel.
Should I be doing anything differently while we wait for approval?
Keep doing exactly what you're doing. Document your ongoing projects and wins. We'll use that for the formal promotion announcement.
Will there be an announcement to the team?
Absolutely. When we promote from within, especially when it's well-deserved, I want everyone to know. It sets a good example.
I'm excited about this next chapter. Thank you for recognizing my contributions.
Thank you for being the kind of employee that makes my job easier. Leaders like you are what make this department successful.
Jessica, thanks for squeezing me into your schedule today. I know Thursdays are usually packed for you.
No worries, Daniel. I'm always available for my writers. What did you want to discuss?
I wanted to talk about my compensation. I know I'm relatively new here, only 8 months, but I feel like my contributions warrant a conversation.
8 months is earlier than usual for a compensation review. Tell me what's prompting this.
I've been producing significantly more content than what was outlined in my initial job description. My output has been about 30% higher than expected.
I have noticed you're prolific. You're consistently hitting 25 to 30 pieces per month when we estimated 20. What's your writing process?
I've developed some efficiency systems. I batch research, create detailed outlines, and I've gotten faster at the actual writing without sacrificing quality.
The quality has definitely been there. Your SEO performance metrics are some of the best on the team. Do you have specific numbers?
My articles average a 3.8-minute engagement time, which is 40% above the team average, and my content brings in about 23% of our organic search traffic.
Those are impressive metrics. Where are you pulling these numbers from?
I've been tracking my own performance in a spreadsheet. I pull data from Google Analytics weekly and aggregate it by author.
You're tracking your own analytics? That shows initiative. Most writers just focus on writing and ignore the performance data.
I figure if I'm going to write content, I should know whether it's actually working. The data helps me improve too.
That analytical approach is valuable. So what are you asking for in terms of compensation?
I'm currently at $50,000. I'd like to move to $58,000, which would be about a 16% increase.
That's substantial for someone who's been here less than a year. Why should I approve that?
Beyond the volume and performance metrics, I've also taken on additional responsibilities. I've been editing other writers' work when they need help, though it's not officially my role.
How much editing are you doing?
Maybe 5 to 10 hours per week, usually helping newer writers improve their structure or tighten their arguments before they submit to you for final review.
So you're essentially doing junior editorial work on top of your writing. Why are you doing that?
The team needed support, and I have experience from freelancing where I did editing work. It seemed like a natural way to contribute.
That's helpful for the team, but it's taking time away from your primary writing responsibilities. Are you working overtime to compensate?
Sometimes, yeah. I want to make sure my own work doesn't slip while I'm helping others.
Daniel, I appreciate the team spirit, but I don't want you burning out. Let's address both the compensation and the workload issues.
I wasn't expecting that response. I thought you'd just focus on the salary request.
Good management means looking at the whole picture. Here's my assessment. You're performing above expectations and taking on extra work.
So, is the increase possible?
I can't do 16% right now. Our fiscal year content budget is fixed, but I can do 10%, bringing you to $55,000.
That's still a meaningful increase. Is there any path to the full amount I requested?
If we formalize your editorial duties and adjust your job description, we could revisit in 6 months at the fiscal year reset.
What would formalizing the editorial duties look like?
You'd officially spend about 20% of your time doing developmental editing for other writers. We'd reduce your content quota accordingly.
So I'd write fewer pieces but have an official editorial role.
Exactly. It would be a hybrid position, senior content writer / junior editor. It's a step toward a full editorial career path if that interests you.
I hadn't really thought about moving into editing, but it does sound appealing. I enjoy both the writing and helping others improve.
You have a good eye for structure and clarity. Those are editor skills. This could be a way to develop that side of your career.
What would the compensation look like if I made that transition fully in 6 months?
If you excel in the hybrid role, moving to a full junior editor position would put you in the $60,000 to $65,000 range.
That's actually higher than what I originally asked for. This is turning into a bigger opportunity than I expected.
Sometimes asking for a raise opens doors to career paths you hadn't considered. The key is being open to different solutions.
I'm definitely open to this. When would the hybrid role start?
We can transition over the next month. I'll need to adjust some workflows and communicate the change to the rest of the writing team.
How do you think the team will react? Will they see me differently?
They already come to you for help, so it won't be a shock. It just makes official what's been happening informally.
That's true. Okay, I'm excited about this direction. What do I need to prepare?
Keep doing what you're doing. Document the editing work you're already doing so we can build a formal process around it.
I can create a style guide and editing checklist based on the common issues I've been seeing.
Perfect. That kind of resource would be valuable for the whole team. See, you're already thinking like an editor.
This conversation went in a completely different direction than I anticipated, but I'm really happy with the outcome.
That's because you came prepared and were open to alternatives. Not everyone handles these conversations that well.
Thank you for seeing potential in me beyond just being a content producer.
Thank you for being the kind of employee that makes me look good to my boss. Your work ethic and results speak for themselves.
I'll send you that documentation by next week. Should we schedule a follow-up to discuss the transition details?
Yes, let's meet next Thursday, same time. We'll map out exactly how the hybrid role will work day to day.
Sounds great. Thanks again, Jessica. This is exactly the kind of growth opportunity I was hoping to find here.
You're welcome, Daniel. Let's make this transition smooth and set you up for long-term success.